You've been there, right? You ask an AI assistant a question, a perfectly simple question, and you get back a totally useless answer. You know this thing is powerful, but it just feels like you're speaking two completely different languages. Well, it turns out you are. And in this explainer, we're going to decode the secret language of AI.
So let's start with that central mystery. Why can the same AI tool be so brilliant one minute and then so baffling the next? It turns out it's not just about asking a question. It's a full-on communication breakdown.
I mean, this is the question, isn't it? It's probably why you're here. It's a frustration we all share. You ask something direct, and you get this generic, wishy-washy response that helps, well, nobody. So what is actually going on? Okay, take this classic example. You ask, is now a good time to invest? And the AI hits you back with a legal disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. It's a safe answer for sure, but it's totally unhelpful. It really feels like the AI is dodging the question, but what's happening under the hood is way more interesting.
And this, right here, is the big reveal. The problem isn't the AI, it's the prompt. The quality of what you get out is almost entirely dependent on the quality of what you put in. We've been talking to these AIs like they're all-knowing oracles, when we should be treating them like incredibly powerful, but very literal-minded interns who need super specific instructions.
So if the prompt is the key to everything, what is it, really? It's so much more than just the words you type into that little chat box. We're going to pull back the curtain and really deconstruct this thing.
Let's get just a little formal for a second. A prompt is a structured input that controls an AI's behavior. The two keywords there are structured and controls. This totally shifts our thinking, right? We're not just asking a question anymore. We're giving a command.
And you can actually break down this structure into a really simple formula. The final prompt that the AI actually sees is made up of three key ingredients, which we can just call S, C, and U. So let's break that down. S is for system instructions. Think of this as the AI's job description, its rulebook. C is for context. This is the specific knowledge it needs to answer your question well. And finally, U is the user input. That's your part, the actual question you type in. Okay, so how do these three pieces, S, C, and U, all come together? Well, you can think of it like an assembly line. This whole process takes your simple little question and builds it into a powerful, super detailed instruction before the AI ever even lays its eyes on it.
And this shows that assembly line perfectly. It all starts with you, your query. Then, an internal system, a router, figures out what you're really trying to do. After that, a retriever goes and fetches relevant data. And finally, all the pieces, the system rules, the new context, and your original user query get assembled into one big, final prompt that gets sent to the large language model.
All right, let's make this real with a super simple, maybe even a kind of bad example. A user just asks, should I buy? Let's see what that assembly line does with such a vague question.
First thing, the retriever kicks in. It pulls real-time, relevant info. This is our C, the context. All of a sudden, the AI knows we're talking about the Nifty index and its current state. It's not working in a vacuum anymore.
Next up, the system prompt, our S, gets bolted on. This tells the AI how to act. It's not just a general chatbot anymore. Now, it has a specific job. Be a financial analyst, and it has rules to follow, like being precise and concise.
And here it is, the final product. See, what the AI actually gets isn't just, should I buy? It's this whole structured instruction. Good prompting is basically just the art of putting information together in a structured way. Okay, so now that we've got the fundamentals down, let's level up. We can look at a few advanced techniques. Think of these as learning the idioms and expert phrases of this new AI language. So a zero-shot prompt is just a direct command. You expect the AI to just know the answer without any hints. But a few-shot prompt is way smarter. You actually provide a few examples of the kind of input and output you're looking for. You're showing it what you want, essentially teaching it how to answer on the fly.
Now this next technique, it is so simple, you're not going to believe how powerful it is. It's called chain of thought prompting. All you have to do is add the magic phrase, think step by step to your prompt. That's it. This forces the AI to break down its reasoning, and for complex problems, it can dramatically improve the answer.
Now, there are trade-offs, of course. Using this method is great for complex reasoning, and it makes things more transparent, but it's also more expensive, computationally speaking. It uses more processing tokens, which are kind of like the little pieces of words the AI thinks with. More tokens means it can be a bit slower and cost more to generate.
So we've looked at the basic structure and some of these more advanced patterns. What does it all add up to? Well, it really requires a huge shift in how we think about talking to these AI systems.
And this right here is the single most important idea to take away from all of this. The prompt isn't a query, it's a program. You're not asking a question. You are literally writing code in a totally new kind of programming language, one that's made of plain English.
This analogy just makes it crystal clear, doesn't it? Your prompt is the program you write. The large language model is the interpreter that runs your code. And the AI's answer? That's the result of your program executing.
And that, in a nutshell, is the art and science of prompt engineering. You are carefully, thoughtfully arranging words and phrases, those tokens we talked about, to control everything the AI does, how it thinks, what information it uses, and even what actions it takes.
So, let's end on this final thought. Mastering this skill, it's not just about getting better answers from a chatbot. It's about fundamentally defining the behavior of these incredibly powerful new systems. The next time you open a chat window, just remember, you're not asking a question, you're writing a program. The only question left is, what are you going to build?